Oh no.
Missing.
Greg?
Missing.
I thought this was a duet.
Missing.
Oh, so you're just gonna sing all the parts? Those are not the right sounds.
Missing.
Can you hear me?
Missing. Oh, missing.
Bonk.
Welcome to Miss Thing. I'm Greg.
And I'm Tim, and this is a podcast that celebrates and appreciates the missed things of the past, present, and future.
Yeah, in every episode, we take a key moment from our Miss Thing storied career and do what we are most skilled at, which is make it all about us.
We did it.
We did do it. Oh no! That was you to me before the pod.
Oh, great.
You go, oh no!
Why did I say that?
Oh wait.
Oh, right.
Oh no, because famously I needed an allergy pill, obviously, before the pod. You would not get me on this mic otherwise. Yeah. And Tim sort of kept going, okay, well, let me get you one. And then from the other room, you'd scream, oh no! Oh wait! Oh no! Oh wait! Every single time I was sort of left.
I do think I did it 3 times. Yeah.
No, you did it so many times. I thought it was a bit.
Well, it's just like I couldn't find. I thought they were in one spot, and I was so excited to give you the medicine that you needed.
Yeah, of course.
And then I was like, oh, it's not there. Oh no. And then I was like, oh wait, I moved it, and then I went and then found that it actually the box was there, but that it was empty. Oh no. And then I realized that I had a secret stash in my little travel bag.
Oh, sure.
So.
Oh, yay.
Oh, yay. And now we can do the pod with you all medded up.
Yeah. Sort of intact.
The best version we're going to get today.
Yeah. I mean, look, you get what you get. And you don't complain.
Well, let's not go that far.
Sure, of course.
I'm only human.
Well, let's move on.
Do you have any updates, or should we go right into Dod Mom Sauce?
Well, I do have an update, but I think it ties directly into my Dod Mom Sauce.
Okay, well, why don't we introduce the segment and then go right in and you talk about it?
Okay, look at you podcast hosting
look at
over
that.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dod Mom Sauce, doll of the day, mother of the moment, sister of the second, our famous, world famous Amos segment on the podcast where we talk about the thing that we're super obsessed with at the moment, person, place, or thing. And I'm just going to dive right in. So this morning I was driving and my gas light went on. Had no idea it was coming.
That would never happen. Once it gets to 3 clicks above the empty.
That's when you're going.
That's when my heart is racing. And I can't, every stoplight, I'm like, I gotta get gas.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I used to be the same, but for whatever reason, lately, it's like, I'm not looking. I don't want to look.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to see that.
Oh, I absolutely call back to famous Miss Thing episode 2, Lisa Kudrow. Mm-hmm. We will get back to her at some point.
Oh, we will.
Not today.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I kind of feel like she's always there with us in kind of your speech pattern and comedy in general.
Okay, you don't need to dox my entire personality. I think the listeners know, the Jennifers know by now that I am just a carbon copy of Lisa Kudrow.
Well, specifically Valerie Cherish.
Cherish, of course. Well, actually, Valerie is a carbon copy of me.
She saw you and said, wow.
And went, that. So anyways, I'm driving. My gas light goes on. I was on the way to the gym, avoiding it like the plague. Mm-hmm. So I thought, let me go get gas right now. And when I got there, I was struck by the sponge. They haven't had these in forever. I feel like they don't have them anymore. The spongy, squeaky thing.
To clean the windshield.
Yeah, to clean the windshield. Yeah. My car, it's fall in LA. There's just shit everywhere. You get your car washed and the next day it's covered.
Speak on this. I actually have so much to say. I'm so excited you brought this up, but keep going.
Yeah, it's full diva down material for another episode because
we're going in on it today.
Oh, we're going in on it today. Of course. Okay, sure. Sure, I'm prepared.
Okay.
And then there must have been some dew last night or something that, like, when it gets even, like, a little dewy overnight, then it, like...
But then it's, like, dry before you wake up, so then it's, like, the dew has hardened on your windshield.
And you can't see...
You can't see at all.
Anything.
And that's, of course, when then someone's like, hey, can you give me a ride? And then you're so embarrassed about how dirty your car is.
Of course. No, and it looks so much worse than ever. And it's like when people do the finger, like, wash me thing. No one has done that to me yet. And they will not do that to me because I will find them.
Yours is so, like, hard and calcified that they wouldn't, even if they tried, they couldn't actually wash me. Yeah.
Right. The bird shit is too calcified.
I have, this exact thing has happened to me where I then... 2 weeks ago, went to get my car washed because it was so dirty, and I kept being like, okay, it's going to rain at some point. I'm not going to waste the money.
Yeah.
I got it washed. Not only did I get it washed, I spent like 45 minutes afterwards, like, hand cleaning the inside and also the spots that they, like, didn't get, even though I spent $15 extra for, like, super deluxe, like, extra wash or whatever.
That means nothing. You might as well throw that money in the trash.
I know. I was so mad. The only thing that you get out of that is that you get the fun rainbow colors when you're in the car wash.
I mean,
that is worth the money. Yeah, that's worth it. I'm like, ooh.
Actually, I'd pay extra, than the extra 15.
But I literally, the next day, I am not kidding you, I went to park outside of Anthony's place. Oh. And when I came out the next morning... or maybe one bird. Three different spots of shit on my car. Sorry, because I feel like I'm stealing your thunder. No. But I just have so much to say on this.
Speak on it.
I have recently run out of windshield wiper fluid because I keep having to get that morning dew off the shield. And so, windshield, but I call it shield.
It's very, very mask. And you might need to get your oil changed. Just take it in.
I know.
Or just even buy some.
I literally, it's on the list, but sometimes when it's so small on the list, it's like so far down. So it's like, I need to refill my windshield wiper fluid, and it's on the list, but it's always like, I'll do it tomorrow.
It's the most oh no thing.
It's the most like, am I really?
Yeah.
You know?
And you forget, and then you're like, oh God, if I have to do that.
And then you swear to yourself, you're like, I will do this tomorrow.
And then you forget.
Never comes.
Tomorrow. Never promised, that's for sure.
Tomorrow Never Dies. Great James Bond film, and that is a masculine thing, but I do love James Bond.
Yeah, you're being very masculine today. I like James Bond. I actually like...
That's a little teaser, because I feel like this is going to be my mask episode for later on.
Oh my God. It's the month of Halloween.
Yes, and I'm cosplaying as a masculine man.
And we're all wearing masks. And you, of course, remind me of the Cher movie Mask, the main character. Anyways.
The last thing I was saying, because we have to get back to you.
Of course.
I'm kind of doing what I'm trained for, which is making it all about me.
About you. Yeah, no, we're delivering on the promise of the premise of this podcast today. So I actually give you full license.
Thank you. But so because I ran out of windshield wiper fluid, I found myself a couple weeks back also doing the squeegee. And when I put it in, which maybe this is what your story is going to be, it made my car so much dirtier. I was so happy. I felt like I found a way around the system where I was like, I don't need to get my windshield wiper fluid. I'm at the gas station and I can just use this. And then it came out as brown sludge, but like kind of clear enough that when you're picking it up, you don't think it's that.
Sure.
It's only once you touch and then it's like, well, I have to clean this brown sludge off. So then it's kind of like a snake eating its own tail where I'm like trying to get the brown sludge off. And then my car is so dirty.
It's so Scream when Gail Weathers gets in the meteorologist van or whatever. And she's like, oh, I can't see. And she turns on the windshield wipers and it's blood.
Yeah.
And it's blood. And then she starts driving and then the man...
blood would have been cleaner than whatever fluid came out of that.
No, it's a combo of human feces, animal feces, and vomit. No. And I think that's why you don't see those too much at gas stations anymore. So the reason... First of all, my windshield's looking horrible. Yeah. I need to get gas. Mm-hmm. And then I see they have the squeaky things. And I'm taken back to my childhood. You know, I'm famously from New Jersey, which is, I think it's the only state in the country where you are legally not allowed to pump your gas.
Yeah, what the fuck? Why?
I don't know, but honestly, it's really nice. Like, it's nice to have that person there, that exchange. And then they used to always clean your windshield, too.
It feels a little like rooted in, like, ick. Only in the sense of I'm like, I'm like, how far back does this go? What is the history of like the people who did? I don't, not to go there, but it feels like a little like what's going on in New Jersey. But okay,
look, yeah. I know. It's a job you probably don't want, but like, it's not the worst job.
No, well, I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you.
You know what? I will happily let you have that job, and I will fully support you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. When I was growing up, though, I mean, they took great pride. They really did.
Yeah.
And from where I sat in the car, whenever they would do that, watching them like with the soapy water, because it was always soapy. They kept that water clean and maintained. Soapy water, they'd do it, and then they would turn it around and they'd scrape it off. And I would just admire the artistry and think, my God, one day I would love to be able to do that. So today was that day.
Okay,
my Don Mom sauce is the spongy squeaky thing.
Okay, I feel bad for speaking on it before I heard the rest of the story. That is a very satisfying thing to be able to clean your car with that.
Yeah, it was a small joy. And look, the rest of my car is absolutely filthy. My windshield is squeaky clean. Rest of my car, totally filthy. It's like one of those cars that like gets a new door and it's a completely different color than the rest of it. That's sort of what my car looks like right now.
It's so dirty, but the windshield wiper is the cleanest it's ever been.
Oh my God, it's beautiful. And of course it will not remain. I'll go to my car after this and it'll be filthy.
There's nothing more soothing than like when something is dirty and you make it clean.
Amen.
I know that's not necessarily an astute comment, but it's a fact. And it's truth.
It just hit me so hard I said amen.
Yeah.
Suddenly this has become a religious podcast. Well, do you have a Don Mom sauce, Tim?
I do.
I'd love to interrupt it this entire
Yes, please. Okay, so last night my friend Helen, who I met her years ago when I was traveling in Southeast Asia, not to brag.
I've also been there. Got engaged there, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Should I tell my engagement story?
Yes. Well, the point is I met her there, and she's from Ireland, lives in Dublin.
Yes.
But she is an Irish flight attendant, so we have kept in touch for like 8 years now, where she comes back and forth. I'm not going to name the airline for it is going to come back a little bit later in the story.
Okay, and you want to fly standby.
So 100% I want to. Yes, exactly. Oh, that's actually really good. I didn't even think about that, but that is true.
I know, we're really making connections here today.
But so she was in town last night, so I drove down to see her at her hotel because she has like a layover in Los Angeles. And while she was there, my God, and I have an actual surprise for you that I forgot until I literally just now. So Helen is my Don Mom sauce, and she is my Don Mom sauce because she brought a little treat for the both of us. Jennifer's and Inertia's Please Hold.
Oh my God. Famous Helen is a famous Jennifer, a famous Inertia. Oh my God. Tim is pulling out a bag. The Dublin Airport Duty Free. I love the design on this bag, by the way.
Okay.
It is spectacular.
Okay, are you ready for this? She brought, as she would say, Capri Sun. We would say Capri Sun, and she would say Capri.
Oh, Capri's. Okay.
Maybe
you sounded regular when you said it the first time.
Well, maybe should I try it in an Irish accent? Capri.
Okay, guys.
Okay, so what we have here is two different versions of Capri Sun.
Two very different versions, packaging especially.
So this is the thing. So she got really worried when she listened to the pod a couple weeks back that she thought that we actually didn't have Capri Sun anymore in the old packaging. Because now it's like the Gatorade bottles. And so she brought two different versions. One is the classic, and then one's kind of like a hybrid, like almost like a Go-Gurt squeeze into your mouth.
Yeah, but still in a squeezable packet. Still in a packet.
And so I kind of feel like for Helen, we should have a sip. And you get to choose if you want a Ridge or a Go-Gurt. I really don't care.
Well, they're both orange. So we should taste. We should
That's
taste
what I'm saying. You
get
to pick which one you want.
Okay, well, I think, I want to start with OG. Okay.
So,
Capri Sun, by the way, we are doing this in your best interest. You have to sponsor us now. You have no choice.
Okay, so mine is like a twist off. I don't know how
I'll be sending you a bill.
I don't know how this works.
Oh, I've already broken the straw. I've already broken the...
Okay, great. I literally spilled onto
all over you. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I have to take a sip right now.
You have to. No, you're... I can't even get the straw off of the... It's a... Tim...
Wow.
Tim,
what?
It's a paper straw.
Wow.
It's a fucking paper straw.
Okay, Ireland. we have some notes. We have some notes. Yeah. Okay, wow.
It is a paper straw. They expect me to pierce the veil with this?
Okay, I am going to be honest. I don't know if I love the squeeze into your mouth.
It's in. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to love that either. But it's a paper straw.
Okay. Well,
I got it in. I did get it in. Okay, I'm going to taste.
Wow. Orange.
I want to say it's the same great taste, but...
What is that from? It's the same great taste?
I have no idea.
It's from something.
Oh well, my God, don't have Helen, this is fantastic. Okay, I'm going to try...
Okay.
Wait, I don't know what to do. It has
so you have to lift that up. Just lift that up.
Very fan culture. They're co-opting from both Asian culture and gay culture.
Yeah. Okay. I honestly think I like this better. That feels a little like more watered down.
Wait, I was going to say the opposite.
Oh, really?
I was going to say, I think this one's holding the sugar. The new one's holding the sugar a little bit better.
And I think that this one's more concentrated. See, Capri Sun, this is why you want us because we are going to really be lifting up both. So, listeners, go get yourself a Capri Sun orange, a Ridge.
Yeah, and the new package, the squeezy bottle, because it is but at least giving...
Not the newest, not the old...
Not the plastic bottle, the plastic bottle. Get it in the packaging that most evokes the original.
And then the last other quick thing I'm going to say is the other reason she is my daughter. So last night we're talking, she very sweetly gives me all these sweets, and then she was like, oh my God, wait, I forgot. Like, I also now have an iPhone. It's like a work phone. Oh. And she was like, wait, why don't I, while we're talking about it, why don't I just download Miss Thing to the work phone? And I was like, oh my God, that's so sweet. So then as we're talking, she's going to do it. She's like, that's so weird. It's not letting me download it. And I was like, what? And so then she was like, maybe I don't...
Excuse me?
Exactly.
Excuse me, like this new Capri Sun?
Excuse me, orange Capri Sun.
She was trying to download.
Oh, so she was trying to download. She's like, this is so weird. It's not letting me download. And she's like, oh, maybe it's because I don't have an iPhone. Like, can you help me? And so then I like look at it. Sure enough, it's not downloading. We try for a little bit longer. We press a different button. And then literally it says, this phone will not let you download this for sexual content. It's a work phone. So the work phone, this Irish airline is banning our content.
You are fucking kidding me.
Can you believe?
That is nasty.
Well,
they hate gay people in Ireland. So wait, don't they have like a gay?
They have a really Yeah,
okay.
I said they have a gay. I didn't. They have like a gay.
I don't think
my friend Helen is gay, so.
Okay. Well, then she needs to take this to the top.
Well, I just think right now, going forward, I'm not going to say the airline's name because I do think I could maybe fly standby at some point through this airline. Yeah. But we do have a rivalry with them.
Can I guess?
No. Okay, fine. Wait, no. You can't. No, you can guess, but I'm not going to give
You're
a
not going to say anything. Okay. It's Lingus. I know it.
I'm not reacting.
Yeah, he's covering his face with a Tom Welling mug. Which is so well used.
I drink out of it. Ooh, bubble. I drink out of it literally every day.
Yeah, well, Aer Lingus
I am not confirming nor denying.
Yeah, well, you're on notice, toots.
Yeah.
Okay.
But can you believe we are sexually explicit content?
Wow.
TVMA.
We're like banned books in other countries. And on that note, should we take a break?
Let's take a break.
We're back.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I actually really am trying to match up with you.
I think we've never actually talked about if it should be we're or welcome. We just want to,
You think we plan ahead on this podcast? No, you'd be sorely mistaken. That's your first mistake.
And our Miss Thing this week is Kacey Musgraves.
Country pop superstar. Okay. Can you?
Stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You are being so that. You're not going there. You're not pulling a me on this podcast. Kacey Musgraves, former Grammy Award winner of Album of the Year with Golden Hour. I mean, truly one of the defining albums of the decade. Was it the 2010s?
Yeah, 2018. Yeah. I mean, one of the best albums ever. I know I keep saying that about Miss Thing's albums, but truly, Golden Hour is just like hard to beat.
True. And a serious, I know there's a few in the country world, but a true crossover artist and a queer icon. Undeniably, unabashedly so, one for the gays.
She's also like such a talented songwriter.
Incredible lyricist.
Yes. She, I believe, is this generation's Dolly Parton, in the sense of like she is so many. She is firmly country, but also crosses over into the mainstream, where it's like there's very rare like country stars that people who like don't know country will also know. Where it's like if you say Kacey to a non-country person, they all know who she is. Where it's like if you're saying like Trace Adkins, is that a country star? Or is that a diet?
It looks like a name that I'd either see on a book or on the Stagecoach lineup.
Yeah, exactly.
And go, huh. But you said you think she's this generation's Dolly Parton, which I agree with. But what's so interesting about her is I think she's like, not to compare her to another artist before her, but I think she is a mix between Dolly Parton and Cher.
Oh, that's such a good comparison.
And maybe it's not, and it might be the brown hair.
And I think also, like, she just has this, like, what I think she's amazing at. We saw her this weekend, and I came back to Anthony, and he was like, I wish you could see Kacey every night, because he was like, you are floating and so happy. And he was like, I love seeing this happiness. And that's what she does to people. The concert was like, she's queen of vibes.
Imagine medicine more soothing than putting on Golden Hour on a rainy Sunday.
Yeah. And even, I don't think people are, like, Deeper Well, I think it kind of got, like, lost in the shuffle because so many albums came out around that time. And it is also such a good album. So many good songs.
Not to mention Justified, which I thought was such an artistic swing for her after she won Album of the Year. It's a sad, sort of complicated album, but I felt like she was really exploring her musical edges. Mm-hmm. And I think it was a real, like, it should be revisited because I think it was underappreciated at the time because I think it was such a big swing.
Okay, well, we've talked
way too much
about
our queen, and I would love to hear how you make Kacey's career all about you.
Okay,
and this better be good.
Okay. Well, how I make Kacey all about me is I think of one of her songs, High Horse, one of the greats.
Gay anthem.
Yes. And also Dime Store Cowgirl makes me think of one time, and again, not to brag, I went to an estancia, which is a ranch in Uruguay, for a week.
Okay. You could just have called it a ranch.
Well, no, because I didn't even know that what estancia stood for was ranch until like a sad amount of time into the trip. I was like, oh, I'm at an estancia. And then they're like, that just means ranch. And I was like, oh, right.
Estancia is such a word that I would have said over and over in my OCD-riddled youth.
Oh, it's also something where I like loved telling people, it's like, oh, I'm going to an estancia.
An estancia.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, and you just sound cool saying it. And why would you say ranch?
Well, I can see a person sounding cool when they say it.
So I went to an estancia for a week, and the whole point of the...
An estancia Beverly Hills.
A full year supply. Which is what
yeah, it's your Drag Race winnings. Yeah. When you're on Drag Race, as every gay man thinks one day they will be. I won Drag Race,
and then they shipped me off to Uruguay. But I was very excited to be like, have this like kind of zen moment outside of a city and like, I don't know, just kind of like decompress.
And Jennifer's, I feel like it's important for me to interject here and point out, I know you can't believe this by listening to him or seeing him. Tim loves like a big adventure trip. He is a thrill seeker. Yeah. He will go on like 2-3 month backpacking trips. He loves it. I know. I don't get it either. But he will like fully go off the grid. He loves it.
And this was one of those times. And so I was there and I was like, okay, I like kind of knew it was going to be very rustic. I didn't realize how rustic it was going to be. So we're there and the guy says like, all right, by the end of this week, you guys are going to learn how to tack up a horse, which basically means like dress the horse. You're going to herd sheep. You're going to like give medicine to the sheep, and like you're also going to be doing like household chores, like feeding the horses, leading them to water, all this stuff.
Oh God, I know how you are with animals.
Yes, exactly. So I was like,
yeah, not an animal person. Yeah.
And I'm sort of like, I was already back to, they were like, yeah, it's like minimal electricity. So that's kind of where I was when I arrived at the estancia.
Sure.
And so anyways, as the week goes on, we're starting to do these chores. If you could believe it or not, what I master easily is herding the sheep and giving medicine to the sheep. I can do that way easier than I thought. But
interesting.
I know, right? I'm so math.
Sir, you are so math. Yeah, okay. Notice how I give that to you when you ask for it.
I don't know if you gave it to me as much as you rolled your eyes and said, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm Ryan Gosling's doppelganger. How about that?
Yeah, okay.
I finally got it. Thank you. That's all I've asked for.
Yeah, I think you are Armie Hammer, which I think is just as hot, if not hotter. Okay. Anyways, so he's basically like, a lot of this, what this week is going to be about is teaching camaraderie and community and family. And so if you're like the person in the stall next to you is like having trouble getting up on their horse, like it is your duty to help them get onto their horse. So I had this wonderful woman, Julie, Irish as well, 65 and above, who was terrified of horses. And I think she came to the thing to like get over her fear of horses.
That's so Julie.
So Julie. Yeah. And so then they quickly realized that Julie's having a really hard time getting on the horse because she's so scared of not only heights, but also horses. So
interesting combo.
Yeah. And so just even being a foot up, she gets scared.
Yeah. Okay.
So then I'm supposed to, me and this other man who's like truly 250 pounds of like straight muscle, and then me, a wisp of a thing, is supposed to help her. And then I'm getting nervous because as she gets skittish, the horse gets skittish. So then the horse is like moving around, and then I'm getting scared watching this happen because I'm like, oh my God, she's gonna fall, and then the horse is gonna stomp on her. And so then I'm like I'm also like backing away, and so they're getting mad at me because like, you can't back away.
Of course, and I'm scared listening to it and backing away.
Yeah, because you're leaving the pod. Yeah. And so this whole week, it's like such a process. It takes like 10 minutes to get Julie onto the horse.
Okay.
And slowly, as I get more comfortable throughout the week, like I'm getting more confident. She's getting more confident. And Julie and I formed this relationship where we're like at dinner and at lunches where we're joking with each other. I'm obsessed with her. The very last day, the owner is like, you know what? It's the last day. Julie, like, do you need any help or do you think you can get this on your own? And she looks, and she goes, you know what? I think I just need Tim's help today. And she like gives me this look of like such confidence. She doesn't seem scared. And then I also feel like at the end of this week, like, I got you, Julie. I got you. So then I go over to help her get onto the horse. She looks at me, she winks, and she's like basically saying, like, we're gonna fucking do this, And I'm like ready to like be there for whatever happens. She looks at me, she goes to put her hand in the stirrup, completely misses the stirrup, falls so quickly. I try to catch her. She eats shit so hard in a way that the horse starts to like
buck.
Yeah. And I'm literally terrified trying to make sure that the horse doesn't like step on her or do it. And then also feeling terrible that this 65-year-old plus woman is on the ground and fell so hard. And so then, and I was like, Julie, are you okay? And she was just like, yeah, dear, I think that'll be all for me. And so then and I was like, no, like we can do it. And she was like, I think I've had my fill for the day. I'm going to go and just read a book. And I feel terrible because it's the last day. We're supposed to be like being on the horse, experiencing nature.
Sure.
I like can't even really enjoy that last day, but then I go into lunch and I'm like apologizing again that I like didn't have her. And she looks at me and she was like, I might have done that on purpose so I could just stay in and read.
Well, first of all, I'm glad she survived. Mm-hmm. And she faced her fears. You both faced your fears that day. I mean, even if she was deceiving you.
Okay, Greg, I've been talking for far too long, as is usual.
Sure.
How do you make Kacey all about you?
Well, I love Kacey. I've just been a giant fan of her music. I will say, admittedly, since Golden Hour, but one year when we worked at CBS, the pharmacy, we were invited to the Grammys.
I almost told this story.
Oh, this isn't even my story.
Oh, okay.
But that was the first exposure I ever had to her, which she was singing.
To her.
I exposed her. Yeah, I did flash her that day. We were, she sang, not Happy and Sad. She sang Follow Your Arrow, which ultimately ended up being a song that Vat and I played at our wedding, on our wedding Zoom, our COVID wedding. Mm-hmm. But the other night we were at the concert and there was one song that I had never heard of. And she was sort of making a meal out of it. And it was called Family is Family.
You never heard that song?
I've never heard it. And I've listened to the old stuff. Maybe I've like heard it and it just has not landed in my mind.
It is a random one from pageant material that like she could have chosen other ones, but...
And I think because it was random, I say this with all the love in the world, I think because it was random, she was feeling a little uncomfortable with it, so she kept sort of like bringing it back up. Like people were like, Kacey, choose our wedding song, and she'd be like, imagine if I said Family is Family, and everyone was kind of like looking around like, I've never heard that one, but okay, it's fine. She did sing it, and it was cute, and it was my first exposure to it. And that song is ultimately about like having a crazy family, and you don't get to choose what you got, but you got them. You know,
I don't know what personality is coming out.
That was my Kacey accent.
Oh, I thought you were going to go into a story about your family, and like this is like your uncle. No. Okay.
I want to say that I think my family was actually pretty normal until I came along. And I don't think they ever could have expected the wreckage of Hurricane Greg.
Yes.
That F5 twister that made landfall in Mountainside, New Jersey.
Oh. Doc's your hometown.
Oh, well, I mean, feel free to visit. It's lovely.
Anne Hathaway is your neighbor.
Anne Hathaway is basically my next door neighbor, 2-3 towns over.
Yeah.
So, but I think back to when I was first introduced to my family. I have 3 siblings, 2 older sisters. My oldest sister, Erin, she and I have always gotten along great. My other sister, Anne, talked about her on the pod. She and I were born into like a generational blood feud. She and I, for whatever reason, generations, like it started centuries ago. She and I have been mortal enemies in like every single lifetime. I mean, we're great now. I mean, you've seen how she took care of me when I was wasted off of those non-alcoholic beers. She nursed me back to sobriety. So
someone needed to tell you the truth. And Anne is that person.
She's always nothing if not a truth teller. Yeah. And I want to say I came in like a wrecking ball on day 1, coming home from the hospital. So I was on my parents' bed. My sister Anne was sitting on the floor eating a bowl of Cheerios, watching the TV on the floor. My parents had a high bed.
Okay, and Anne's like 2 years older?
Anne is 5 years older than me.
She's 5. Okay.
And she's 2 years away from my sister, so they're close in age. And imagine, she's 5.
Yeah.
And suddenly,
She's not the baby anymore.
She's not the baby anymore. A boy is coming into this house. And listen, I'd be pissed too. Yeah. I hate boys too. Mm-hmm. If I was a girl, I'd be like, whoa, I'm suspicious of what's going on here.
Boys are gross. And also you're stealing now someone younger.
Well, of course. It's like, here I am, fresh out of the hospital, skin glowing.
Yeah.
Weight in the single digits. I mean, she's 5. Yeah. Weight in the double digits.
The softest skin on planet Earth.
Yeah, smelling amazing. Yeah. New baby smell. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, she is 5 years old, over the hill. Yeah. as a woman in America. Yeah. And she wants what I have.
Yeah.
I'm like, and all she has is her bowl of Cheerios that she's sitting on the floor eating dry.
Yeah.
Afternoon snack. So my parents, they realize they need to change me. They're changing my diaper.
I have thought that so much about you. I really relate. Okay.
They go to change my diaper. Mm-hmm. My suspicious sister's sitting on the floor, eating Cheerios, watching TV. I'm the first boy. Surprise, surprise. The second they take my diaper off, there is a full stream of piss. Famous trimmer story. Stream of piss comes out of me. Goes up, over, lands directly into her bowl of Cheerios.
Oh my God. Okay. I thought it was going to be her mouth. Oh my God.
Even worse. Yeah. Her snack.
Wow.
Imagine.
What did she do?
She hated me ever since. We never liked each other. I used to walk in a room that she was in. Mm-hmm. The one time I walked into a room she was in, literally she turned around, punched me right in the chest, and then I got grounded.
Well, I don't know what that was about, but I side with Anne there.
There was nothing. I just walked in the room. Yeah. We could not get along no matter what when we were younger, and it was because I did that. And look, I fired the first shot.
I was just about to say, it was like, you started it.
And guess what? I probably laughed.
I will say it does check out that you are definitely someone who marks their territory.
Yeah. Day one, imagine.
Yeah.
That's me. Hello. And also, I mean, it's since everyone's been telling me since that day to see a urologist. You know, I constantly have to pee. Yeah. It's been an issue.
Speaking of, I have to pee so bad. So maybe we need to take a break.
Yeah. Well, let's take a break. We're back.
I could tell you were going to say we're, so I'm kind of in a jinxie mood.
Yeah, it's sort of like you finally read the room and just
Well, you sort of did this thing with your lips where it was very clear you were going to do we're and not a well.
Oh, so, yeah. Weird back.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a weird back right now. So it's on.
I'm just glad you finally said it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm feeling a lot better. I am now no longer full of piss, just full of shit.
Yeah. So true. Yeah. So true, bestie. It's time.
It's time for Diva Down.
This one hurts a little bit.
This one hurts a lot.
Yeah, but Diva Down, of course, is our segment where we give unsolicited gay guy advice to a problem right now in the culture that needs our help.
Yes, and this week it saddens both of us to say it is the film Joker
Folie, as you call it.
Yes, every time you do that, you switch me up because I'm like, wait, did I say it wrong? But it should be Doulé-Faux.
Yeah, and if it said it once, and I will never forget it.
If it was called Doulé-Faux, I think it would have been better.
I would agree with that. Yeah, flop tarts.
It is. Well, listen, we're going to be very honest and transparent with you, Anursha's. This, we have not seen the film.
Not a frame.
And after we said
like most films.
Yes, but we are planning on seeing it. We've just had a busy life.
Yeah.
We're just busy.
Yeah, and at this point, we will only be seeing it for free. Knowing what we know. Yeah.
At the WGA, yes.
Sure.
What is your advice for
Well, listen, again, I have not seen this movie. I personally think it's an amazing, bold move to apparently go against the toxic bros who love the first one.
Yeah.
Because I thought there was a lot of strange, toxic fandom that came out of that. And the message of the first movie is very confusing. And it came at a time where I think there was like a significant like male reckoning in this country. And it was an icky feeling movie with... I thought it was good. It was like a great performance from Joaquin Phoenix. But what I've heard is that this movie goes against them. And basically it's an indictment on them. And it's like, basically, you love the first movie. Well, you're going to fucking hate this one is what it sounds like. And I am all for going against your toxic straight guy audience. Like, give them one thing and take it away.
Yeah.
But then who the fuck is this movie for if you're going to then mislead the gays and the girls who are excited to see Lady Gaga in this musical? You're going to turn around and take her out of every single scene and also mislead us and put her in shots in the trailer that are not even in the movie? You've gone too far.
And also that there's tons of paparazzi shots from scenes of her like making out with people on steps and dancing on steps that weren't in the trailer, but that was well documented. And where are those scenes?
Yeah, go against the straights, bravo, but do not go against the gays. And in the words...
Speak on it.
And in the words of Academy Award-winning actress Monique, when she hosted VH1's Charm School, which was a spin-off of Flavor of Love.
I kind of want you to just keep going. That aired between...
She said, see, when you do clownery, the clown comes back to bite.
Wow.
And that's that on that.
I mean, that is the most eloquent thing I've ever heard, and to hear that in this month of October.
From an Oscar winner.
From an Oscar winner, yeah. I'm speechless.
Yeah. And this movie is not winning any Oscars from what I hear.
This is my thing. I couldn't agree more. And I feel like my advice, too, is just like, don't hire Lady Gaga and then take her out of the film. And I think my advice is for the director, because the director did this, which is
he also did The Hangovers.
Yeah, and I just think it's like, you could have had a hit if you had more Gaga in it, and I feel like that's actually the consensus, which is to say the best part is her and that she's just not in enough of it. And I, not to be a conspiracy theorist, think that it was a little bit of Joaquin taking not wanting to share the spotlight as much, and that he took out Gaga scenes. And I actually do think that there should be an Academy Award nomination sight unseen without me even seeing the performance, only for Gaga's performance during the press tour, acting like that she has a good relationship with Joaquin. Because not to be a little, devil, I don't believe that they have a good relationship. And I think that she's making it seem like she does. Just to be amicable and, like, sell the movie. But they're barely doing press. Like, they are doing press, but, like...
And also, I'd like to give her an Oscar for her press tour appearances making us believe that she thinks Harlequin is a good album. Which is Diva Down Part 2. Harlequin. The companion piece.
I know. I love her so much that I'm not ready to call Gaga a diva down yet. I will call the film. But
the album also.
Yes.
You can. It's not. Gaga is giving. I won't do it. Gaga is giving her best, and what I love about her is that she always commits, and she's like, even if she knows it's bad, she's like, I'm
She's
game.
not being safe. Like, that's the thing. At least she is doing like a completely, like a huge swing in a way that like other artists, like we've talked about, like Katy Perry, where it's like, okay, let me just give you more of the same. It's like, even if this is like something that none of her fans were necessarily clamoring for, it's such a large swing that you have to give her props. You have to be like, you know what, though? I appreciate the swing.
Of course. And the studio was like, here, we'll give you money to make this. We need you to make it.
Anyways, listeners... we could do a whole nother episode dissecting Harlequin and Folie à Deux.
And we will when we eventually listen to and see it.
Yes, exactly. Oh, we will.
Oh, we will. We will report back, but it flopped which is so disappointing.
Because we literally, like, this whole year, we were waiting for it. This was like one of 3 movies we were excited for this year.
I was so looking forward to it, and I think I said it to you last week, and I almost said it on the pod. I just felt like in the last week too, all the airs got let out of the tires.
Yeah.
Like suddenly it was like, wait, no one cares.
It was like suddenly someone took a dirty squeegee and literally just squeegeed over it and made it dirty, like sewage colored grossness.
Yeah.
I tried to make that very eloquent, like your Monique thing, but I kind of got lost in the sauce.
Well, when you do clownery, the clown comes back to bite.
And with that, I think it's time to end the episode.
Au revoir.
But
in the spirit of Folie à Deux. Oh, okay.
But very.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Oh wait. Jennifer's, Inertia's. Don't forget to like, subscribe,
comment,
put
on
up
Apple
a story,
Podcasts.
Turn on auto downloads, watch us on YouTube, tell your friends.
Yeah.
And to hone in on something Greg said.
We're adding to the Inertia verse.
Yes. I'm just saying, if you're liking this, why don't you comment on one of our videos on any of our social media things? You might just get a reply from one of us. And we would really appreciate those because that helps the numbers.
Yeah.
And Greg and I are nothing but, if not numbers whores.
We're data crunchers here on the pod.
Exactly.
As you can obviously tell.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Oh no, the episode's over.
They're doing the last thing what you said, which was, oh yes. Au revoir. Bonk. Miss Thing Podcast is created, executive produced, and hosted by Greg Trimmer and Tim Zientek.
It's produced and edited by Benji Simons, with cover art and additional creative support by Claude Zeins.
Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Miss Thing the Pod.
New episodes drop every Tuesday. Watch on YouTube or listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Please subscribe, rate, and review, but only raves. Strictly 5 stars and above.
Follow Greg at Greg Trimmer and Tim at Tim_Zientek on all social media. Bonk.